King Fernando and his wife Queen Valeriana rule the Kingdom of Berbania and have 3 children: Prince Adolfo, Prince Alfonso, and Prince Albano. King Fernando falls severely ill after growing despondent over a dream he had one night of Prince Adolfo, his most favored son, being murdered by 2 traitors. His constituents are unable to cure him, so he sends his eldest son, Prince Alfonso, to search for the Ibong Adarna, a mythical bird. After an old doctor revealed that the bird's marvelous songs could cure the king's mysterious illness. After 3 months of wandering through forests and thickets, Prince Alfonso arrives at a golden tree, Piedras Platas, and falls down at its foot due to fatigue. Unaware that the bird roosts there for the night. By nightfall, Prince Alfonso is lulled into a deep sleep after the bird sings the first of its 7 songs with a sweet melody, and is turned into stone after the bird excretes on him after the 7th song. With the disappearance of Prince Alfonso, King Fernando then sends his second son Prince Albano to search for the bird. Prince Albano undergoes the same hardships, but ventures for 5 months. 2 more than Prince Alfonso, and meets the same fate as his older brother. After 3 whole years without hearing any more news, Prince Adolfo, the youngest son, is, unwillingly, by King Fernando, sent forth also. Prince Adolfo, however, has the fortune to meet on his way an old hermit who is impressed by the virtues and good manners of the young prince. The old hermit, knowing the mission on which Prince Adolfo embarks, puts him on guard against the treacheries of the bird. The hermit told Prince Adolfo of the golden tree where the famed bird roosts every night after singing 7 songs, warning of the spells in its 7 songs which lulls the hearer to sleep in the excretion which petrifies anyone. He provides Prince Adolfo with a knife and calamansi lemons, both of which Prince Adolfo must use to cut 7 wounds on his hands and distill them into the juice of the fruits to create pain that will prevent him from being lulled by the 7 songs. The hermit then gave Prince Adolfo a golden rope that the prince must use to bind the bird's legs while it is asleep and place it inside a cage. Before Juan leaves, the hermit provides him with a bucket which he must use to scoop water from a well near the tree and pour it over his 2 petrified brothers to restore them. Prince Adolfo did as was bidden and soon finds himself in possession of the desired bird and on his way back to his home country with his 2 brothers, Prince Alfonso and Prince Albano. Prince Adolfo's venture in search of the Ibong Adarna lasts for 4 months in total. However, on the way back, with his brothers and the Ibong Adarna in tow, Prince Adolfo's older brothers grow envious. After all, Prince Adolfo has obtained what they were not able to. Therefore, the 2 older brothers conspired between themselves to do away with him. Prince Alfonso suggested that they should kill him, but Prince Albano, who was less brutal, convinced Prince Alfonso that it was sufficient to beat him, which they did. After beating Prince Adolfo, to whom they owed their lives, They left him unconscious in the middle of the road as the two brothers continued on their way to the palace. Once in the palace, they convinced the king that they never knew what happened to Prince Adolfo, but the bird was disheveled and did not sing, for it awaits Prince Adolfo, its true captor. Prince Adolfo eventually returned to the palace. Everyone was happy except his two brothers, worried that Prince Adolfo might tell the king what had happened. The bird then started to sing. Its enchanted song revealed to the king that Prince Alfonso and Prince Albano were not the true captor of the bird. The two were sentenced to being cut off from the royalty and banished, but they were reprieved due to Prince Adolfo being forgiving and asking to give them another chance.